Are live. The Beard Summit,
Monday, April 9th,
episode 1.
2018. Happy to be here.
Dude, happy to have you back.
How was the last month?
Well, I missed you the whole time. For those who don't know Steve Thatcher, he has been on a tugboat in the middle of Alaska for the last month and a half.
Yep, it was not fun. Sucks, really.
Stranded in Alaska.
Yep, really cold.
Yeah, have you read the book Endurance?
No, but I've heard, was that with Shackleton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the story, vaguely.
I was thinking about you a lot.
Yeah, it's not
Shackleton.
It's not that bad. I didn't have dogs die or eating stuff that...
Didn't have to eat dogs.
Didn't have to eat dogs, yeah.
No fingers falling off.
No, nothing like that, but still sucked, still cold. But
you were just up there working on engines?
Pushing a fuel barge around, because Alaskans need diesel too, I guess. But yeah, went from the Kiski to Valdez to Kodiak to Dutch Harbor and back.
The fact that tugboats are even a thing just kind of perplexes me at this point, because it's like you can't invent a boat that drives itself.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you use a tugboat up there in that weather. Seems to me that you just need a ship.
Like, what's the point of a tugboat?
Usually it's just for like ship assist, like helping ships dock, a smaller boat, really powerful.
Do some like parallel parking, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you had a really small car with a big truck helping you kind of navigate in with a bunch of rubber on it.
You're the guy out there going, back it up.
Pretty much,
back it out.
Yeah. But these tugs, I guess it's just cost effective to use to push around fuel barges.
To not have the fuel barges actually push themselves?
Yeah, you would think that's called a tanker ship, which would be nice if we had that. But I don't know. I really don't know how the cost curve goes from between getting a ship and just having a tugboat push a barge. But
so does a barge not have a motor on it?
No, it's just a gigantic tank. Actually, it's a gigantic tank with a bunch of tanks in it, and the boat fits in the thing called a notch on it. And we literally push it.
They just basically plug you in as a motor.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all the tugboat's there for, is to push it around. It's the engine of the barge. But yet, I think it should be a small tanker, because the ships are more durable than an oscillating, pivoting barge and tugboat.
Sure.
But
I don't know what any of those
is what it is, I guess.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
Had a nice rough reintroduction to the Denver traffic.
Oh God.
That was bad today.
This place is starting to suck, man. Just traffic-wise. Everything else is still pretty cool. But
yeah. The roads are definitely not made for the amount of people that are here now.
No. And it doesn't seem like the higher-ups, the powers that be, are doing anything about it. I've actually written to Mayor Michael Hancock. I think that's who he is.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Saying, hey, you have an issue just crashing through your door, and I just see more apartments coming up. And I don't, capitalism, huge proponent, love it. You want to build stuff, do it. But should probably have the infrastructure
to support that.
To support it. And you just don't really see any new roads being built. You see like, we'll solve this, people getting onto this, highway by widening the on-ramp. Mm-hmm. And that's basically all the new construction I see. But nothing like, we need a new E470 on the inside loop, or this another, I don't know.
Yeah.
They've talked about widening I-70.
I think they are doing that. But they're doing something with it.
Are they?
Excuse me. There's a big project going on kind of close to where I was looking at that house on like I-70 in Colorado.
Yeah.
But that might just be water
I don't know. Yeah. I haven't heard of any projects. I don't know if there's anything on the ballot coming up, or
you'd think that there's got to be, right?
You would hope so. I mean, regardless of your liberal, Republican, Democrat, conservative, whatever, everybody hates traffic.
That is true.
So,
did you get a response back from the mayor?
A very nice, I would imagine, from one of his administrative assistants. Might even just been an automatic reply. Thank you for your concern. We will look into it, type deal.
How many of those do you think they read?
0. Well, there might be like a...
they probably pick through for like good
exactly.
ones, the ones they want.
I'm sure they have like some kind of sorter through their system that says the subject maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they read 2 or 3 out of each 1,000 that fall into each subject of immigration or
They're like,
drugs or whatever, you know.
I need a message that somebody sent us about taxes.
Right. Insert here. Yeah.
Make it say this.
Right.
Found one.
Right. I'll read 10 of them, and that is definitely a trend, or, you know, something like that. I don't know.
The mayor of Denver is more than welcome to come on the podcast.
He is. Absolutely. We will welcome him with open arms.
I'd love to talk to him about this.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But,
So, you missed a lot in the last month and a half as far as Colorado sports go.
I did. And kind of caught the climax of it here in the last 48, 72 hours.
Dude, the last 3 days have been a great couple days to be a Colorado fan.
Yeah, it really, really has. You know,
beginning of Rocky season, as rocky as that may be.
You know, talking about them, a little disappointed this weekend.
It's a long season.
Yeah, it's true. Do you get the feeling that the hangover from the bats just not coming around is still kind of lingering its ugly head? Or is it too early to say?
I mean, it's too early to say, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it's quite possible. I mean, Bud Black came in to be a pitching coach.
Right. No, right.
And that's improved by leaps and bounds.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, the bats have definitely suffered since he came in. So it'll be interesting to see if they pick back up. I mean, there's no excuse to get shut out.
Right.
In your home opening weekend.
In Denver, you know. And it was great weather yesterday. It was pretty, it was kind of windy, but.
Yeah, it was super windy.
You were at the game, right?
Yeah, we went to the game.
Yeah.
We had nice seats right down behind home plate. And,
nice.
The girls had to leave because they weren't in the sun. And Adam and I were just sitting there, you know, taking in a ball game. We brought coats. And we were just taking in the ball game, having a good time. We're like 30 rows out from home plate. And the girls the whole time were like, "It's so cold. We got to go." We're like,
oh my god!
All right, we'll go to the party deck.
You and Sarah and Adam and his girl.
Yeah, Angela.
Okay.
Yes. We it was a good time. But it was cold and windy, and the Rockies did not.
I watched the game in that first inning. It was just boom, boom, boom. I was like, all right, this is gonna be a sweet game.
Yeah,
you know, we didn't get those first 3 hits. Nothing came of it, but this is a good sign.
Might be my fault.
What'd you do?
I showed up about an inning late.
You son of a bitch.
I don't think they had a hit for like 5 innings after I got there.
That Sean Newcomb guy, he retired 16 straight batters.
Yeah, he was dealing for sure.
So maybe that's just one of those games where you tip your hat and you're like, good job.
I guess. I mean, was it Freeland?
Freeland? Yeah.
He
did his job.
Good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only gave up
2 runs
through 5, 6.
That's a quality game, I think, by the metrics.
That's all you should need to win a baseball game in Denver.
Field. Exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I have faith the boys will pick it back up.
They're playing the Padres, right?
They're playing the Padres.
So,
should be starting pretty soon here.
I think they are starting. Might pull up some updates.
Oh, well, then we're gonna wrap this podcast up. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in.
Fuck you guys. But yeah, then. What the hell? The Avs are back in the playoffs.
The Avs are
been
back in
a
the
long
playoffs.
damn time.
Cheers to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they looked pretty good against the Blues. I thought they were trying to lose it because down the stretch there they lost a couple of games that they really needed to win, but I guess it didn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's just Colorado sports, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they can pick it up against the Preds. They played them pretty good the last time that the Avs played the Predators, so
they did, but I don't know if they were all close games, but the Preds did sweep us.
Yeah, they did.
I remember series.
I remember specifically the last one we played them because
I thought they were all close games.
Yeah, I think it was like 4-3 or something. Yeah. I don't have it in front of me. I might just be making that up, but I feel like we played them pretty well, so we got a shot.
We're there. We're in the dance. It's a new season. That's all that matters, you know.
Anything can happen.
What do you think about these new playoff setup? I was looking at the playoff bracket. It looks like the NCAA tournament with 4 different. There's 4 brackets now.
Well, and
each division has its own playoff, I guess.
Isn't it better to be like a wild card team than the 3rd team in your
something like that? Yeah.
In your division.
Hockey has changed its rules so damn much.
I know.
I can't really.
It seems to be kind of poorly run.
I mean, I wish it was the old days. 1 through 8.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yep.
You know, just like basketball, but. They changed the divisions around. We're in the Metropolitan, if I'm not retarded.
Something like that.
See, exactly. Everything keeps changing.
Like, you can't even go. It's hard to find online. It's not like the first thing that pops up because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It's strange. you have these four brackets, and I'm sure you guys right there are probably calling us idiots, but whatever. I don't know. It's like, the East and the West being split up into two different brackets like that. I guess it's kind of cool. I just don't really see, like, why.
Yeah.
Like, what was so bad about the old system? Was it to get more fans? Were you like, what was the point?
A little more parity or something.
Right. Was there an issue with?
Because that's the thing
with the skill.
The NBA playoffs is like, if you're not in the top 4 seeds,
you're
not
shouldn't
gonna
even
win,
be there. Exactly.
Maybe
that was it. Maybe that's the exact reason.
But I don't remember that being a huge thing. I don't know. Here, I'm trying to pull it up right now because now I really want to know.
It'll be interesting. I think the first game's this Thursday in Nashville.
Yep.
And then I think that's cool though. We get 2 games in Denver. We get 2 games at the Can. It'd be good just to have the environment back.
Yeah. Have you been a little disappointed with the turnout though the last couple of years?
At Avs games?
Well, it just Colorado playoffs in general. It's like after we won the Super Bowl, everyone's like, cool.
I mean, it was kind of like,
like we good.
We're done. We got our championship. We're good for another 5-10 years. I hope that's not the case.
What do we need to do to get that picked back up?
I think we just need Nuggets thing because the Rockies, they were the wild card berth, but if that game was at Coors Field, it would have been sold out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I felt like the fanfare at Arizona's side wasn't quite what it should be, but because it wasn't here,
right,
everyone was kind of just whatever about it, and only losing that play-in game basically.
Right.
I wish that they'd have more playoff games for baseball.
I don't understand why the play-in game's not a 3-game series.
I don't understand why they're not all 7.
That's also true.
You make these guys play 162 games.
Comes down to a game.
And then you have to play 1 game.
And the Rockies, John Gray, who saw it all last year, decides not to play.
Had a bad game.
Exactly. So it's just like, it just sucked, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Rockies even made a run in that game, but it was just, too little too late.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think it should be a damn series. Even if it's not 7, to make it 5. If you can't make it 5, make it 3. And I feel that you would make money.
Oh yeah,
with a series, way more money than
you make way more money with the series.
And so it just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
I'd like to hear the thinking on that because, it seems kind of like a no-brainer.
Right. If someone from the MLB wants to come on this show as well, explain that to us.
What's the new commissioner's name? I always want to say Bud Selig, but that's the old guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
New Bud Selig. If you want to come on, we will learn your name and we'll have a chat. But
yeah, it sucked. But I will say this. I think the excitement around the Rockies this season is high.
Oh, I'd agree. 100%.
Listen to 104.3 The Fan. I mean, those jokers are even talking about.
You can tell when they're talking about something other than the Broncos.
Other than the reality show that is the Denver Broncos.
Something cool is happening.
Right. So, I think it's great. I think it's great for the town that I want the Rockies to be good all year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to be a flash in the pan at the beginning of the season, go through a lot. Just try to be as consistent as you can.
Yeah. If we go to the playoffs 2 years in a row, would that be the only time we've ever done that? Yeah, because we went 07 and 09.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, like you were saying, just consistency and every year being like we have a shot to go to the playoffs.
Right.
Would get a lot more people excited about it.
And I think the Nuggets and the Avs, at least I think the Nuggets are there. I think the Nuggets are a damn good team. I was looking at the standings a couple of days ago. You know what the amount of games that separates, I believe, the 4th seed and the 9th seed?
Yeah, I saw that. It was like 3 games.
It's like 2 games, yeah. I mean, if the Nuggets win out and some of their other teams don't, the Nuggets could be the 4th or 5th seed or the 5th, 6th seed.
How many games do they have left?
They have 2.
Okay.
So they play tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they're at Portland.
Okay.
And then they're home against Portland tonight. And then the big one is they go to Minnesota and they play. But that one, so the team right ahead of them right now is Minnesota, and they have the tiebreaker with us. But right now,
if
the Nuggets win,
if we were to beat them, would we have the tiebreaker?
We would have the tiebreaker. So we have the same record. So obviously, the Nuggets, the best way for them to get in is just win out, we're in.
Yeah.
So they're still fully in control. That's how you kind of want it to be in. Win, we're in. Kind of like the Avs. So let's win.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, the thing that sucks is if we are the 8th seed, we play the best team in basketball, the Rockets.
And then we're back to what we were just talking about a second ago.
Right.
Congratulations on getting here.
Yeah,
See you next year.
Yeah. But if you could, being that the seeding is so close, if you could pull out a 6th seed, if the cards happen to land right and you can bypass, the Rockets and Golden State in the first round.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the Nuggets can make some noise, actually win a series. I think they actually have a winning record against the Warriors this year. Don't quote me on that, but I think we do. So, regardless, though, it'll be cool. We have first-round playoffs in the Mile High City for the Avs. Knock on wood. Cross your fingers, hopefully, for the Nuggets. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah. The funny thing about the Rockies, getting back to them, is now we're like, it's a little bit of a disappointing start. They're right around 500 still.
They are 500.
Yeah, so...
I mean, that is
in itself, our...
attaboy, right?
Our expectations have been lifted after one lost play-in game. We're like, 500, it's all right. And we're in one of the tougher baseball divisions. I
would say the best. Last year it was the best, right?
Yeah, it was. And the Dodgers and the Giants, I think, are 2 of the 3 highest paying teams this year. So, and Diamondbacks look good too.
I think the D-bags are the team to beat.
They look really good
far.
They've got a great pitching rotation.
Yeah.
No.
The Rockies, they got the players, man. It's there. If guys like Story from last year, if he wasn't striking out, was hitting a home run.
Mm-hmm.
If you could just get on base and hit home runs, you know. Cargo, I think, looks great so far. I see some excitement out of him. He was literally the reason why we won the game against the Braves a couple nights ago when he got that leadoff double.
Yeah.
Blackman's going to be Blackman. Nolan's going to be Nolan. But if the rest of the guys can kind of just pick their shit up a bit, and the pitching is like it was last year, dude, I think we're solid.
That's all you need.
I think we're solid.
Is just decent pitching and then Coors Field hitting, and you should be good to go.
Yeah. Regardless, I think it's gonna be a fun year.
Yeah.
You and I are gonna. If we're not watching the games, we're gonna be at the games.
Yeah.
So
be a great year for some Colorado sports.
Denver weather, Denver summer weather, baseball. There's nothing fucking better.
No way.
So stoked about that.
You missed the whole NCAA tournament.
I did. I actually caught the last 6 minutes in a Dutch Harbor hotel room of the national championship game. But yeah, how was it? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it boring? What happened?
My bracket got busted immediately.
I heard it was a bracket buster year.
Well, especially because I had Virginia.
Ooh, they lost the first game.
The first ever number 1 seed to lose to a 16 seed.
That's right.
So, I still came in.
Fuck that up.
I still came in second because everybody else got screwed too. But yeah, they were supposed to win it for me, and they did not give me a single point. So
that is some shit.
It didn't help. I also didn't have Michigan going very far, and
they were a 3 seed, right?
They were a 3 seed.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I saw the last 6 minutes, and it wasn't even really a good game, at least from when I started watching it.
Nope.
So,
yeah, once I had Jayhawks going to the championship.
Well, that was a good bet.
Yeah, but everybody else had Nova winning, so I got taken up pretty early. Did you make a bracket?
No, but no one on the tugboat. They seem to care about sports. So I'm kind of like a lone wolf up there, but no, I kind of I started looking at my ESPN app. I was out there and I was like, son of a bitch, the tournament's going on. So I just kind of missed the bubble. But the Buffs weren't in, the Rams weren't in. And if they're not in, I just like Duke because I like Krzyzewski,
Yeah.
But I don't really care for anything else about Duke beyond I like Krzyzewski.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read that Nova just kind of destroyed. They were average winning by 17 points.
Just clearing away the best team. So
I guess it was a fun tourney, but then also kind of boring.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's always a fun tourney, up until the end, and then you're like, all right, this year especially, the team that's supposed to win one.
Right.
Basketball definitely has a parity issue.
Both pro and college.
Yeah.
I guess you can't really say much about college, though. I don't know how you fix that.
Well, you have to get rid of this whole one and done thing. I feel you have to I think that the NCAA needs to stop being like the amateur sports league. Like, if you're going to go there and go to college, you have to go there and go to college. Like, you're going to be there all 4 years.
Right.
You have to get a degree. Like, this whole thing about people are just going there to get their foot in the door so that they can play their 1 year and go to the NBA. It doesn't help the teams, and I think it really takes away a lot of that competition that you would get elsewise, and it takes away a lot of school spirit. I would think, like the Kentucky team, where all 5 of their starters left after last year, like were all true freshmen and they were gone. Yeah, like it's cool that you win, so you got to get stoked on that. But then,
as a fan, you're like, fuck, like don't be so damn good. Like pretend to be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't get invested in any of the players.
That has to be frustrating for a coach too.
Oh yeah.
You're putting all this kind of recruiting time, and you're like, I wonder if he almost gets to a point where like, hey, we don't really want that kid because he's too damn good.
Yeah.
Like he gives me a year. I want at least 2. Yeah.
Like that kid on Oklahoma,
Trae Young.
Like everyone knew he was only there for a year.
Yeah.
And it was basically just everybody passed the ball to Trae so he can get his numbers up so he can go high in the draft.
Right. Right.
That's got to be annoying.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Just go to the NBA, dude.
Yeah.
But I think the NBA has that stupid rule. Maybe not stupid, but you have to go to college now, right?
Yeah.
At least 1 year.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why it's 1 year. It should be go to college.
Yeah.
Get a degree.
Either go to college or make a different amateur basketball league.
Right.
Because it just doesn't seem to be.
And then the NCAA doesn't pretend like it's not making money.
Yeah.
They could make money.
And that's the whole get into that quagmire of
right.
What's going on with the NCAA. And
every fucking year.
Every year.
We have to hear about some stupid scandal, some story.
Yeah. They're shuffling kids' money under the table. And all of that is solved if you have an amateur sports league that's not run as an educational institution.
And it's kind of ruining college sports.
It totally is.
I love college football. I love football. But every year I get so pissed off at how they run college football. That it's just like, I'll just watch my pros on Sunday, Yeah. But
I hear you, man.
There's money to be made, so
they're not going to give
really
it up anytime soon. Yeah. And when you have the NBA agreeing to require a year of participation,
right?
Like, there had to be so much collusion when they made that deal.
Oh, dude, there was so much money shoveled under the table. Yeah. Conversations in the dark.
Yeah.
Someone's back was getting scratched somewhere. Probably still getting scratched.
Oh yeah.
Someone's getting paid out.
Yeah.
But
what is it about sports that just kind of breeds that type of thing? Like, you ever read any of those stories about the soccer leagues, or I guess the World Cup in general? Like, the Olympics are always terrible. It seems like all these giant sports organizations
just massively corrupt.
Are always just plagued with insane
FIFA
corruption
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was what I was trying to think of.
They are just. Well, I can't really. I know some guy went to court, embezzling money, fraud, all kinds of stuff.
He couldn't come to the United States because there were charges against him for corruption. Just must be all that money.
I don't know.
People love their sports. And they'll throw some cash at it.
Say what you want about the NFL, but I feel like they're not corrupt. I don't know. Maybe they are. But they don't seem to hide the fact that they're making money.
Yeah.
They're just like,
well,
people like football.
They're like, that's the point of the NFL, is to play football and make money.
Right.
So, that's the thing, is I wish the NCAA would just come out and say that. The football is the money-making wing of the NCAA. But then they'd have to pay people.
Right.
We want to make a lot of money. We don't want to pay anyone.
Then that comes into the whole discussion, should you be paying collegiate athletes?
Should you?
I don't know. I mean, aren't you getting paid with your scholarship?
Only if you're actually there to go to school.
Exactly. But so it kind of comes into the thing, as a society, do we value our education more than we do our sports? I can tell you right now, no.
Hell no.
Yeah. So that's an issue in itself. But, it's just like, dude, if you came here to play football, like you said, it almost should be a different. You can play for Harvard or, Stanford, but you don't go to school.
Yeah.
You play under our wing of athletics, which is you make money for the school, but you don't go to class because I don't know how that would even work, because you chose to focus on throwing a pigskin around. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like that would be the free market version. Is like there's a school, you can go there, they'll give you a scholarship,
right?
Or you don't have to go to school. You're 18 years old. A lot of people don't go to school after high school.
Right.
If you got the skills, like go make money in the amateur leagues.
Right.
But
I don't know, man.
It's just so ingrained in the system, it probably will never change. But
I doubt it.
Yeah.
They'll change how they play the brackets in the playoff, but they won't fix the actual source of the problem.
Yeah.
But
let's see. What else did you miss?
Well, I think I'll kind of Bronco news. I know we got Case.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
He's a stopgap. There's a bunch of different conversations going around. Like, I think we're paying him $25 million guaranteed total over 2 years. Do you pay a stopgap that kind of money?
In today's NFL, yeah, probably.
See, that's the thing. But what if Case balls out?
Well, then you can hire him again. You probably have to give him 50.
Right, but then do you draft a quarterback this year?
Absolutely, you do.
Even if Case balls out?
Yeah.
So if you're John Elway, what is Case?
Stopgap. Until he proves that he's not.
Okay. And you draft
Baker Mayfield
at 5.
Yeah.
I'm under the same. I believe I'm with you. But with me, I'm like, when Case is done, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that changes that if Case gets me to, like, I don't know, an AFC championship game.
Yeah. Then
we'll talk. But I don't want to do the same thing with Baker that the dumbasses in Dove Valley did with Paxton. Paxton also sucks. But I would hate to get in our quarterback controversy with, hey, we got Baker.
Yeah.
But
that just kind of seems to be the way of things.
It sucks.
Is you either have quarterback controversy or you're one of the 3 teams that has a legitimate all-pro quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, or Matt Ryan, or yeah.
So
the draft should be fun.
John Elway really hasn't proved that he's good at navigating that quagmire.
Definitely not in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
Yeah.
He's great at picking draft picks like
7th,
3, 4, 5, and 6. Maybe not even 3, maybe like 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah.
Kyle Sloter.
Yeah. Well, that's where we got like Danny Trevathan, Malik Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can pick up position players late in the draft. Like that's pretty standard. I wish they wouldn't put so much emphasis though on your draft pick, because that seems to be like if you were drafted in the first round,
you have to play.
Like they're gonna play you all the time, even if you had a terrible training camp or whatever.
Right.
It's like you guys decided where to pick him. It wasn't like ordained via his skill. It's like you decided that you wanted a D end a little higher up.
Right.
So now he's a second rounder.
Right.
So.
No, I agree with you.
When they focus on that kind of thing, it's just like, why don't you just play the best player?
Right. See, that's another thing. It's so many different strategies and tactics in this draft that I don't even understand. You get value at your position, value at the selection. They always talk about reaching for players. Do you get your guy or do you get what you're saying? Do you get the best player available regardless of your needs, Mm-hmm. It's hard, man. But Elway's in a position this year where if he fucks it up, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
People in Denver are going to be like, dude, it's time to go.
Do you think Brock Osweiler would have been as bad as he was had he just stuck the course?
No, absolutely not. I think he would have been – I think he'd be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Brock did not go to Houston, he would be starting this year. He would start and the year prior to that, And
he would have been set up for a pretty decent career.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like he lost a lot of steps shuffling around between organizations and then coming back kind of half-assed.
I think he got too cocky. Yeah. Then I think he got brought down to earth hard, and it affected his play.
Yeah, but
dramatically.
When he got brought down to earth, they gave him $67 million.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't hate the guy for it. I probably would have taken the same exact
Dude,
deal.
fuck no. Brock did it perfectly. Think about it. Brock he may never start again in the NFL, but he's a rich man for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get CTE or any kind of lasting effects on his body.
Yeah.
He did it perfect.
Especially he doesn't play behind our offense.
If he writes a book on how to make money, that my kid's going to do it. You know? Yeah. Just
backup quarterback.
Yeah.
The greatest position in sports.
But yeah, no, I used to hate Brock for what he did. He kind of gave us the finger and left.
Yeah.
I was happy as a business house to see his troubles in Houston, but I also kind of felt bad for the guy when he came back. I think Brock did realize that, dude, I had it good here.
Yeah.
Like, Denver was a good organization, and I messed that up. And he's moving on again. I think he's going down to Miami.
Well, now he's just going to float for as long as he
can.
And pick up.
He's a journeyman now, and I think Brock is now living his life 1 to 2 years in the NFL, and hopefully get the 2. So it sucks for him, but you're getting paid.
Yeah,
still by the Browns, I think. So,
yeah. It just sucks because we had so much wrapped up in him, and
we had our future in him.
I think he absolutely could have been the face of the franchise.
Absolutely,
had he stuck it out.
Yeah,
but
shoulda, woulda, coulda, man.
Yep, that's the NFL for you.
You could have had your team. You could have had all the luxury. You could have had everything. Like you said, shit happens.
Yeah, John always got to be better at selling that.
Right.
So, and obviously he is. If you are Peyton Manning, he's great at selling. If you're already an established quarterback, why you should come here.
Right.
But yeah, he doesn't seem to really want to develop people.
He doesn't.
He's like, you can develop while we have someone who's good. But
learn.
Yeah. If this year was any evidence, he was like, we're just going to call it this year, phone it in, and get somebody good.
Man, I hope the Broncos I hope it's a 9-day difference. I don't know. I think I'll be happy at a 500 record, honestly. I just want to see dramatic changes in our head coach. I want to see a competent head coach on the sidelines. I want to see drastic improvement in our offensive line and our quarterback play, obviously. I want the defense to keep doing its thing, but I think 8-8's realistic.
There's a lot of people on the Broncos that really need to prove themselves this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously last year was just a failure on all
everywhere.
Accounts. Yeah. We lost Talib, so the defense is going to be completely Von Miller's defense.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Right. And I don't know if Von's much of a leader. He's just kind of a fun guy, Yeah. But
he's a leader. He's a leader in the sense of I'm going to go do some stuff. You guys do what I do.
That's one thing with Von. Even if he's not getting sacks, he's still doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
He shows up to play every single day.
And the games where he doesn't get sacks, he's still drawing 4 blockers.
4 blockers. He's still getting 2 or 3 tackles. He's still rushing the passer. He's still getting hurries. And that.
I just don't see him being the voice of the locker room.
No, I don't either.
It'll
I
be
absolutely
interesting
don't.
to see who that is this year.
Right. I mean, it was nice with DeMarcus Ware because you had Daddy there. You know?
Yeah.
Von's not that guy yet. I think he's still too young. Maybe in a couple of years he takes that persona on. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, but it'll be an interesting year. But I think an 8-8, which is also kind of weird to say because I also feel like an 8-8 record are the Broncos now, especially if the Nuggets make the playoffs and the Rockies having made the playoffs. Are the Broncos now the most underperforming sports team
in Colorado?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely if you count the last calendar year.
Right. Which is crazy.
That's nuts.
It's never been that way in my lifetime.
That's not true. What about 06? Bubby Brister.
Right, but was anyone else good?
That's true. They also.
That's what I'm saying. Was there ever a time where the Broncos didn't make the playoffs, but the majority of the other professional sports did?
Yeah.
And you have this year where literally all 3 teams did.
Where the Broncos are the worst
team
in
I don't know
Colorado.
if that's happened. Yeah.
No, that's a good point. I can't think of anything.
I can't think of several years where the Broncos have sucked ass, but
yeah,
I can't think of
other sports teams have had good years, but
nothing like
if the Broncos were the worst team in Colorado, it wasn't by a wide margin.
Right.
Unlike
now, where it's yeah,
just by having a losing record,
and not just a losing an embarrassing top 5 draft pick.
Yeah.
With the draft, the last time we were in the top 5, we got Von Miller, generational player. I think we need another one, John. So
maybe on offense this time.
Yeah. Then I think we were set. Hopefully.
That's all we need.
Speaking of
just a franchise quarterback, that's all we got.
I know. That every team's trying to find besides the 2 or 3.
Every team is just a franchise quarterback away from being Super Bowl competitors.
Son of a bitch. Speaking of the Broncos, did you happen to see what Paxton Lynch did this weekend that had the entire city in some retarded uproar?
No, I wasn't around my computer much this weekend.
I guess he posted something. I didn't see it on whatever social media site he posted on. I heard about it through the grapevine, but I guess he went to a shooting range and appears that he shot a fully automatic weapon at a shooting range, which is perfectly legal, by the way.
Son of a bitch.
Exactly. Driving over here, I heard D-Mac just tear him a new butthole. Not D-Mac, sorry, Darren. About shooting firearms, I guess, and why there was ever a need to post that on. I want to say it was on his Twitter account, but I'm not sure where Paxton posted it. But very strange. I judge Paxton by his shitty performance on the football field, not because he likes firearms, because him and I are the same in that regard.
Let's at least see his aim. You know?
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Let's look at what that target looks like before we start criticizing his firearm abilities.
Right.
But
so
he didn't. Darren,
whatever you want to call him, I don't care.
Daryl's too cool. I don't seem to remember him getting super upset when Aqib Talib shot himself in the leg.
Right, exactly, yeah. And there's been other Broncos who've enjoyed hunting and fishing and shooting. Peyton Manning is one of them, as is John Elway. They are avid hunters. So
I mean, they're all alpha males, obviously. They're going to share that interest, a lot of them.
So I think this was just another reason that Darren was hitting on Paxton and purely politically motivated. But
he is a bit of a social justice warrior when it's convenient for him.
Absolutely. But yeah, I guess a lot of Denver fans were even just like, "Oh my God, why did he post that?" It was just like, "Come on." The kid went to a shooting range. I mean, is there a picture on the target of like John Elway's head or?
Yeah.
I don't know. then you might have a story, but
there's a lot of inappropriate things that could be on that target.
It was just a target.
Bet it was a circle.
Yeah,
a circle inside
with some numbers on it. Yeah,
another circle. Yeah, people need to chill out about that.
They do. Speaking of which, I also happened to miss the entire Parkland shooting extravaganza.
Yeah, that's been a shit show. Like, obviously, terrible. Like, one of the worst things that can happen. You know.
Oh yeah.
But
no one's arguing that.
No one's arguing that.
Yeah.
Ever since then, man, it is very clear to see whose side each person is on. You know.
Right.
Like, well.
It's not. I just can't believe it's come down to this. It's you like guns, you have blood on your hands, you murdered children. What?
That's a bit of a jump.
Yeah, and then on the other side, it's just like well, you don't like ARs, you're trying to take my guns. Rabble, government, I'm buying a drone and I'm building a bunker. Like it's just, guys, there's an in-between here where I'm sure we could have a discussion.
Where most of the gun-owning
majority of Americans?
Yeah. Or even Americans that don't own guns. Like, I feel like I've never had a conversation with someone that's like, we need to take all the guns away.
Right. No,
but
neither have I.
The airtime for that sentiment right now is off the chain.
Oh my God, dude.
Craziness. And of course, if one of those kids agrees with their position, CNN is the first one to put them on blast and make sure you know their name and have them at all these rallies. And
right. High school kids are now the foremost authority of firearms.
And they are completely untouchable if you say one bad thing about them.
Exactly. It's a win for the far left.
You heard about the Laura Ingraham thing?
Something, yeah. That little shit turd of a kid, David Hogg, decided to.
She made some snarky comment because he was like complaining about how he didn't get into college.
Yeah.
And of course CNN was like, "What idiots? Why wouldn't they want you at their college? Like, you of all people, the greatest among us."
Right.
And Laura Ingraham was like, "Why is this kid whining about not getting into colleges?" And so they like full on were like trying to boycott her stuff, and she even like apologized for it. And he was like, "You need to apologize to LeBron James," and because she told him to like shut up and dribble or something like that. I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. Everyone's flying off the handle about every little thing.
I know. It's just like, chill out. Have some skin. Like
the power of information sharing has just gotten so broad now.
Yeah.
That like the most fringe people can immediately just mobilize all of their fringe followers on either side.
Right.
And make it look like if you happen to have a gun, you're, like you're saying, one of those bunker guys.
Right.
And yeah, it's is very polarizing at the moment.
It's sad, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Yeah, I mean, there is no time to have just an honest debate about fundamental firearms. Safety
or
and
anything for that matter.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It can be any topic right now.
Yeah.
Climate change is another huge one. But I think it's destroying the country, man.
Yeah, it really is. And I think the only way to really get around it is just to have like these type of conversations with people.
Right.
Like just to sit down and talk to people who might not agree with you and just chat with them. Be like, obviously I'm not a KKK member because I have a rifle.
Right.
And obviously you don't want to come knocking on everybody's door.
You're not a Nazi because
with the Gestapo pulling everybody's guns out of their closets. Right. It is funny though how people get in their little bubbles. I was having a conversation with a friend who is on the left, and he was saying how he went to go see Hamilton, and I was just being snarky, and I was like, isn't that kind of white appropriation? And he's like, what do you mean? It's like, because Alexander Hamilton was a white guy. No, he wasn't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was. He's on the $10 bill.
Yeah, he was, bud.
He was the Secretary of Treasury in 1742.
Whatever. Yeah.
That's not the number. I made that up. But obviously, he was a white dude. And yeah, it's just people get in their little bubble, and they're like, "Well, this is what I know. I don't want to talk about anything else. I don't want to hear any other opinions."
Even regardless if it's factually accurate or not.
Yeah, just
it's what I heard.
This is what I heard.
Yeah.
This is truth. This is truth now. Yeah, it's getting so much worse.
It sucks, dude. It's absolutely horrible. When you get to the point where you can't even have an honest to God debate, when the facts just don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, or anytime you turn on the news,
it's
just
mob rule.
You go to CNN, you got one set of facts. You go over to Fox News, you got a completely other set of facts.
Right. Yeah. When you read an article about an event, regardless if it's another shooting at a school or if it's climate change or if it's what happened in Congress over the weekend, you have to read like 8 different articles from 4 or 5 different perspectives to kind of piece together what happened.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's just I don't even watch CNN and Fox News for that exact reason. Either one of them. I scour the internet. I have 3 or 4 different sites that I use.
Yeah.
And I do check on the left-leaning sites just because I'm interested in what they have to say.
You have to.
Most of the people I even follow on Twitter are all liberal politicians, or
comedians.
Right. Just because I'm more interested in what they have to say because I know what's coming from the right.
Yeah.
I know how, Ben Shapiro will probably feel 99% of the time.
Yeah. How do I feel? That's probably how he feels.
Right. But then Ben, it's always, he supports everything with some kind of factual evidence. And to me, if you can do that, then I'm probably going to agree with you and how we should go about things. But I haven't seen that from the left as much at all.
It's hard to find. And even some people who were considered on the left, are now considered right extremists. Right. Because they're using facts and coming up with opinions that aren't so far left that they actually make sense.
Right.
Like Jordan Peterson was one. The Brett Weinstein, he's a professor. Him and his wife are both professors. I forget her name, but I think they're evolutionary biologists.
Yeah. And
so they are just looking at facts and figures and evidence, and they're just they're like, there's a difference between men and women, and they're like, you Nazi,
you son of a bitch.
What?
Yeah.
They agree with you on 80% of the things.
Right.
But they're just like, yeah, men and women are different, and people are like, nope, that doesn't fit.
No.
Not on our team.
Yeah, and then you get excommunicated.
Oh, yeah.
You are labeled, you are called an ist or a phobia, whatever. And that's it for you.
Once you cross that line, there's no coming back.
Yeah.
Unless you mea culpa, whip yourself, wear the hair shirt, put on the show. Oh, I'm so sorry. I made a poor statement about how boys and girls act differently when they're 5 years old.
Right.
Based on all this information that I have.
Biology. And
sorry about that.
History. just common sense, really. But
being away for so long, do you like notice shifts like that? Like when you leave and then you come back and it's just the rhetoric has changed so much.
Oh yeah, man.
Like, just accelerates because I feel like being immersed in it every day. Like when you're constantly reading it, it just kind of seems like a slow. Like, oh yeah, it was always crappy, still crappy.
Yeah, man. When I left, going back to the gun debate was still very heated. Obviously, there was still talk of infringing gun rights and these assault weapon bans. I don't know what assault weapon is.
There were talks about things that like you could do,
right,
that would actually have some bearing on affecting mass shootings like this.
Right, but to the point now where I come back and I could still get an argument and still win the debate with just facts. I can't really do that anymore, man.
You'll upset people's feelings.
I will hurt someone's feelings. I'll just be labeled. And as soon as I'm labeled, whatever ist you want to call me, or phobia I have, or I'm just a gun-touting right-wing lunatic, that's usually where a debate ends, Regardless of what usually when that happens, you're winning the argument, right? You're winning the debate. You are presenting facts.
Yeah.
But the debate always ends because they obviously don't have anything else to prove or show. They're getting purely emotional. They have all objectivity in the discussion is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start calling you names, and obviously you don't want to sit there and be called all this crap, that's not founded in anything. So then both sides get unhappy and you just walk away. You're still both polarized. Nothing got achieved. And now you just have a label attached to you.
Yeah.
So.
The new thing I saw today that, how it's like, it's a right-wing trope is they're like, well, I blame guns on gun murders. Like, what about all the knife deaths? You can start taking knives away from people. The mayor of London, in lieu of a new slate of knife attacks in London, has started advocating for knife restrictions, I guess.
It's unbelievable.
Like, can't buy them online, can't ship military grade knives, like some kitchen knives.
Dude, when are cars next?
I'm surprised they haven't gone already.
When we going back to horse and buggy, man?
No one ever crashed a horse and buggy into a Christian's market.
Or to another horse and buggy. When are airplanes next?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's especially crazy when one side is like, I don't think that's the thing. You want to listen to the thing I think it is, and they're just like, nope, not interested.
Right. Completely shut off to it.
Nope, this is the thing. This is what we have to do.
Yeah. I think both sides are also guilty of that too.
Yeah.
I think it's more predominant on the left for sure.
Recently for sure.
But yeah, I mean, the only thing with me is if you have an opinion, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you have that opinion, And you want to have a debate, and they're like, hell yeah, I want to have a debate. All right. You better bring your facts to the table because I know, when it comes to guns, I know guns.
Mm-hmm.
So you better bring some relevant figures, some relevant facts, and you better know what the hell you're talking about. And usually they don't. So, when I ask people, research the topics. Get to know what the hell you're talking about and formulate your own opinion. I understand that the tendency is if you're on the right or if you're on the left, you are going to go to the left, whatever they say. You're going to go to the right, whatever they say. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to formulate your own opinion based upon your own experiences and your own research.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it should be. But it's not.
Well, you talk to people on Twitter about this a lot, right? When you say you talk to people, is it mostly Twitter?
Mostly Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a whole other subject. Is people are just emboldened to spout off whatever they want because it's anonymous, for the most part.
Right.
They don't have to make sense because they don't have to answer you.
Right. They put their 2 cents in. That's it.
Yep.
They troll you if they want whatever, and then they leave.
Yeah.
But I make it a point. Every time I get in a debate with someone, I don't call you names unless you're Darren. I will call Darren names.
You've improved your tactics since high school.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, when I get in a debate, whether I try not to do it on Facebook because that's almost more retarded than anything else, but when I do, no name calling. Mm-hmm. I'm not calling you a douchebag or a racist or an idiot, stupid, whatever. None of those names. I'll make you look stupid, with how I, present my facts, but I get called names every day.
Oh, I see you on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. But
what's your Twitter handle?
I think it's Steven Thatcher 7.
Very creative.
This just gave it to me. I've tried to change it. I'm pretty Twitter literate, I guess. I don't know.
I had to make a new one.
Kickass 45 or something.
XOXO69. MySpace names. Yeah, I did the same thing because when that all came out, I was like, oh, I'll just use my email address.
Right.
My initials and my birthday.
BJ.
And they were like, okay. That was...
I immediately regret.
Everyone has cool Twitter names, and mine is a couple of letters and a number.
Right. Right.
So I changed it to I am Denver Ben.
As opposed to San Francisco Ben.
Hell,
Fuck that kid.
fuck that guy. Oh, man. Twitter's fun, though.
It is fun.
I've been getting on Instagram more
Yeah.
because it's nothing but positivity on Instagram.
That is true.
You just put up your photo, and people can only like it.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
No one's like, you're stupid dog.
You suck.
Would you made a steak? Meat murdering son
That's
of
an
a bitch.
awesome picture of a sunset over an ocean, you racist.
You don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Not even a thumbs down.
That is true. I follow the Bulldogs of Instagram.
Of course you do.
Yeah. And that, dude, you can't hate on a bulldog or any animal for that matter. I follow penguins on Instagram.
Particular penguins?
I think it's like South African penguins. It's some weird name.
Oh, okay. But not like a specific, not like Jeff the penguin.
Oh, no. Emperor penguins. I follow them too in the Antarctic. Those guys are fun.
What's special about emperor penguins?
Well, just like how they walk and waddle.
Don't they all do that?
I don't know. Dude, check the emperor penguins out. They are some cool motherfuckers. Dude, and they huddle around in like negative whatever with the wind whipping. They just huddle around and like hundreds of them are just in this group for warmth. I don't know. I mean, if I was a penguin, I'd be like, get the fuck out of Antarctica. But that's where they have their babies, which is odd. But
when Sarah and I were in South Africa, we saw
I remember
one of the beaches that has penguins down there. And apparently that's what some of them did.
Yeah.
Is there's a stream. This is what I was told by people in South Africa, is there's a current that comes up from Antarctica and goes towards the Cape of South Africa.
Yeah.
And at some point, penguins just surfed it.
Hitched a ride.
Just hitched a ride. And it was cold. It's like cold enough that they can live there.
Yeah.
But I guess they have a lot of problems with like heat.
Yeah.
So they have the opposite problem. Instead of like clustering together like the South or the Antarctic penguins,
They can't cool
they
off.
just like cruise out and they just sit there all day like panting because they're trying to cool off.
That's crazy.
Penguins need to find a sweet spot because I feel like all the videos I've watched, like Planet Earth or whatever,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing is they're huddling together because the ones on the outside like die.
Right.
And so you want to get on the inside and they kind of like shuffle around.
Dude, they like rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like,
pretty amazing stuff.
why can't you just find Colorado for penguins
Right.
where it's just kind of nice all the time?
Funny story. Not with the penguin, but we had a seal come up on the back deck
Oh, yeah?
of the tugboat. And we were kind of like, get the fuck back in the water. You're not supposed to be here type deal. I mean, you pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had just jumped out of the water, and we're trying to, shuffle him over the side.
Yeah.
His skin is just like it came out of the dryer. Just perfectly dry. They have the weirdest leathery skin, but it's like they come out of the water, like, this is dry.
They're just perfectly dry.
This is weird.
That's
It's
awesome.
like a wetsuit on steroids. It's just, I have no idea if penguins are similar, but like, these seals, otters, whatever it was, dude, they just sit in the water like not a care in the world, 30-degree water,
Mm-hmm.
just chilling, mess around with the ice, watching us. But it's crazy what evolution could do. But it seems like the penguin needs to
Figure its shit out.
needs to shed some layers, I guess.
Figure your shit out,
Yeah.
or get some more, or just move.
Yeah, just pack your shit up and move. Yeah.
They found like the two places where they're like, we can barely survive here. I think we're done looking.
Right.
Penguins are dumb,
They are dumb.
but they're cute.
But I want one.
I think you can play with them at the zoo.
Yeah.
I saw somebody had pictures up where they were like behind the scenes with the penguins, like just hanging out playing with penguins.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to play with a polar bear.
No, you don't.
A baby polar bear.
Okay.
Not a big one.
Well, that's because you were born in the 90s in Colorado.
Right. Klondike and snow.
Klondike and snow.
Yeah. Cute little guys.
Yeah.
Mothers, no. You can have that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think like a baby bear would be the best pet. It's like a large dog. They can do all the cool things, like climb, just hang out.
Just don't ever piss it off.
Oh, this is a baby. You'd be okay.
Yeah, maybe until like age 2.
Yeah, probably way less than that.
Yeah.
But like newborn.
Fucking you claw your dog to death.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
playing with it.
How small is a baby bear?
I would guess at least 100 pounds.
Yeah, that's like a big dog.
It's a big dog. With very, very sharp, long claws.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one thing where, if my dog pisses me off, I have no problem beating him.
He's
Pissed a bear off.
He's such a scaredy cat. He just runs away.
Yeah,
You make a mean face at him.
Yeah. The bear, I probably have to pull out a rifle.
Yeah. I wonder how old of a bear you could fight.
I don't know.
Like when that balance shifts.
Interesting topic.
Next time you're in Alaska,
I'm gonna find a baby bear.
go start playing with some baby bears.
Like, hey bear, how old are you? You're 2? Let's fucking fight.
I feel like at 2 they got to be almost full grown though.
I would think.
Yeah, they'd be like 2 months.
Yeah. Plus, you'd want to get the babies, make sure it's not near mama.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
So you have to pick it up and take it to an arena.
Just sprinting with a big mama bear chasing you.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd die so quick.
Oh my god.
You ever seen the videos of them like chasing deer through the forest? This was a big thing at our office of whether or not you could outrun a bear.
Fuck no.
And like 2 people were just like, yeah, I could for sure outrun a bear, especially through a forest where I could like dart around trees. And then I showed him a video of a bear hunting a deer through a forest.
Yeah.
You would be dead in 4 seconds.
Yeah. Do not even close. There's videos on YouTube of like bikers through the forest.
Oh,
so there's a guy on a bike, and I think he turns around. There's bears there chasing him. He's on a damn bike. He's like, and I think he says, "Oh shit!"
And he's just flying.
He's just flying, and he's still around. And the bear's gaining on him. I think he pulled off to the side and like went behind a tree, and the bear's still there, like looking for him. Dude, it was a scary video.
Yeah. Bears are terrifying.
Yeah.
There's some crazy shit in Colorado too, though. We don't have grizzly bears, but
Dude, I'm not fucking with a brown bear, black bear, whatever we got.
Mountain lion.
Nope, not for me, son.
Didn't your dad kill a mountain lion one time with his car?
Yeah, he hit it with the car, yeah. He said the damn thing got up, but it was like...
It was pretty done.
The leg was shot and guts were... well, you know.
Exposed.
Yeah, but he didn't get out of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do not get out of the car.
No.
What do you do in that situation?
If you hit a mountain lion?
Yeah. Like call the Department of Wildlife?
I guess I probably would. Maybe call like the nearest, maybe a game warden.
Yeah. What'd your dad do?
I think he just kept driving. I think he was more pissed off about his car than anything.
It's like, I'm just going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, in the heat of the moment, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah. Can't fault him for that.
No. If you feel bad for the mountain lion.
No, should have been walking there.
Yeah, get out of the fucking road. Put your blinker on.
They're supposed to be smart.
Yeah.
Fast.
I don't know.
Man. Well, I think we ought to wrap this one up. It's probably about that time.
About that time. Looks like the Rockies have just kicked off.
Oh, well, then we definitely got to get out of here.
Top of the second, 0-0.
But, successful first episode.
I think so.
We'll have to do it again.
We'll be back shortly.
Follow Steve at Steven Thatcher 7, we think.
We will change that for the next show.
Follow me at I am Denver Ben.
Hell yeah.
And I think we're going to put this up on YouTube. So listen to it there.
We'll see you next time, fellas.
Tell your friends.
And ladies.
Bye.
Bye.